What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Humble Lector, and today I am just super excited to check out this figure over here, which is the last of the 6 retro X-Men set that we've gotten in this wave 2 here by Hasbro. And I'm just super excited about this because I think this is the best of what Hasbro can do for their Marvel Legends figure. So in course, in today's video, what we're gonna do, of course, is go through the figure, articulation, accessories, and do a little bit of some comparisons. And of course, just to give you my thought and my opinion on it. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna start off here with the packaging, and I really do like this kind of retro style. It is nice when you're just trying to show it off, but of course once you open it, the plastic clamshell, gets ripped apart. There is some ways for you to rip it off, and of course do let me know comments down below if you guys want to know some tricks on that. But okay, looking at this, I really like this kind of comic book feel, and I'm not a really big fan of Spiral. I just like the figure as it is. I think if a lot of people want to get into collecting Marvel Legends, once they see this, it just looks really awesome from the card. And of course, if we just switch it onto the back here, we have the product image on the top, and of course on the right side there we have the 5 other figures from this set. And just bring it a little bit closer over here. Spiral, Mojo's Daily Enforcer, possesses additional cybernetic limbs, powerful mystic abilities, and a deep amnesty for her former flame long shot, which we already have revealed on this channel. So yes, now we're gonna do is of course unbox this and see the figure and accessories. Alright, now of course checking out the accessories over here, we have just tons and tons of weapons. We have 4 swords over here, we have 2 golden huge ass swords, and we also have an extra pair of hands. Alright, so here we have the Spiral figure, and just a look on this, let it just twirl around and you can just admire the super quality that is from Hasbro. This is what you call a really good figure. It just looks really awesome. Because if we just compare this to something like we have had with Multiple Man on the back here, we just have an extra head. The body was just so simple. You just have an extra pair of hands. But if you look at this figure, it just looks so good. A lot of effort has been done. And one thing about Hasbro is once they do it right, they definitely do it right. I mean, look at this. It just looks super awesome. And like I said, I'm not a really big fan of her, but looking at this figure, it just makes a lot of sense to keep this. I mean, look at accessories. You have a lot of this. And we have seen the accessories. We have an extra pair of hands, which over here can hold the bigger sword. And we also have the hand here for the metal arm, which you can attach for your swords as well, because this one here is close-fisted. And one thing you want to notice here is the arms, and I mean the hands, they have a different kind of articulation. This one here goes in this kind of motion instead of the up-downwards motion, but you can of course rotate, which we are going to check out in a later part for the articulation. But just looking at this figure, look at that face sculpt there. It looks so accurate to the comics, and the details on it just looks really nice. Go on the head there, you can see all that spikes coming out here on both sides. And of course, if we just switch it on to the back here, it just looks really nice with the hair sculpt as well. It really fits in very nice. It's not very top heavy, just like with the Elektra figure, which was really head heavy, especially also with the Phoenix figure, which also quite top heavy, but here's very well balanced. And of course, the hands here does make a lot more sense. Like we have seen figures like over here, we have the 6-armed Spider-Man, which doesn't have any torso articulation, but here they do have that swivel there. And of course, they didn't stop right there. I mean, if you look at the body, you can see on the chest there, we have that yellow marks, which are sculpted in. They're just not painted. And of course, if you look at the arms here as well, you do have that kind of bands on her biceps, on the wrist as well. It looks really nice. And of course, if we switch it on to the waist here, we have that nice logo. I mean, we have that nice belt here, which also does come out. It just doesn't stay on like maybe like this Cyclops, the kind of figure, but this one here does come out a little bit to give it a more dynamic pose. And again, it doesn't end there, because if you look on the bottom, we have at the feet here all that boots, which looks really awesome. And it just looks really nice. Again, side pocket here. They could have just easily skimmed over this and not give us anything else, but they have given us some side pockets on both ends over here, looking really nice. I think this is a really cool figure. And of course, the biceps here looks like maybe Bucky and this kind of metal arms. Really good amount of details. It's not just painted over. And just overall, this look is a very excellent looking figure. All right, so now I'm going to go on to the articulation. So in terms of head movement over here, it is a bit restricted, definitely with the hair. So you can't really tilt upwards or downwards, but what you can do is a little bit of some rotation and also some swivel for the head. You can twist it side to side. Going on to all 6 arms, I'm just going to show you one with one arm. So you can kind of rotate it on one side. Yeah, don't mind my finger there. I just got injured myself, so definitely just be a bit careful. And of course, you can have your bicep swivel. You do have double jointed elbows on all 6 of these arms over here. And also when it comes to the wrist, one thing interesting here is they have this kind of rotation, so you can kind of go up and down this way, and also you can of course rotate it as much as you want. Most of them are like that except for this hand here, which we have here. So this one does go up and down instead of sideways movement. And going on to the torso here, you can rotate it to the sides, and you can crunch forward this much, and you can crunch forward back this much. So not really a lot, but still much better than what we had with the 6-up Spider-Man. And going on to the legs, you can spread out this much. You can kick forward here, and then you do have your upper thigh swivel. You do have your double jointed knees as you would expect, and of course you do have decent ankle pivot over here and no calf rotation. And of course, measuring out this figure, it does stand in at about the 6.5-inch mark. And here is it next to the VHS Retro Cyclops, which of course looks amazing over here. And of course, we do have 2 amazing figures that we have on the table. And I do not have Longshot because I already sold that figure. But this is how it definitely stacks up with the other X-Men figures. And here's it next to some huge buff figures. And of course, I gotta say, actually, it looks pretty good next to Apocalypse and Colossus. Alright, so that is it with the Spiral figure. And just to let you guys know, Alright, so that is it with the Spiral figure. And just to let you guys know, here in Malaysia, to get this figure, you have to actually buy the whole set. I know in Hasbro Pulse, you can actually buy individually, but this one here in Malaysia, we have to get a whole set. And yes, you may fault this set for Multiple Man or maybe Avalanche, but at the end of the day, when you do get this Spiral figure, it just makes it quite worth it. I think very worth it at the end. And of course, in terms of rating, I would give this a nice 8 out of 10. This is definitely a really great figure. This is what actually Hasbro can do with their figures when they do put a lot of effort and of course a lot of details into the figure. And yes, you can see it over here with this figure. It doesn't skimp out on anything. A lot of accessories that comes with this figure. Great articulation overall for what it is, and just an overall good looking and of course a very great figure to have and to pose around with. Of course, these are just my thoughts and my opinion. Do leave yours in the comment section down below, and of course if you did enjoy this, do click the like and smash the subscribe button down below for more videos like this in the future. Do also follow me on my Instagram at the Humble Lecter, and of course I'll see you guys in the next one.